And that was just an icebreaker, obviously, just to figure out who you were.
Cool. What can I say? I live in Malaysia. Went to school in Michigan. I've been in show business for 23 years, and I do events across Asia. So yeah, I wear a couple of hats. I'm a show producer. I'm an MC. I've started podcasting for a year now. That's pretty much what I do.
So you're an entertainer, basically. That's
Yeah, well,
kind
yeah,
of the
kind of,
hats we
sort of.
all wear.
I know. Yeah,
So when I was watching your demo video or the video on your
my site.
webpage,
Uh huh.
yes, you have a very different style of demo video compared to a lot of other entertainers. The wild, the crazy is really there. Can you
Right.
talk a bit about that?
Actually, that was one of the most recent gigs I did, which was in December, and I shared the stage with Black Eyed Peas here in KL. Because I started my career as a clown, so I don't know a lot of shame. When you've done that, when you've gone behind a white face and done that, I think when you gravitate into the next phase of entertainment, it becomes like there's no boundaries of what you can do. Like you just keep pushing the limits. So I would say that has made me a shameless entertainer for all the right reasons. But it just means that, I'm willing to pretty much push the envelope as far as it goes. So that's why a little crazy, a little highly strung, but I'm a hype man, so that's what I do best. Yeah.
So when you're on, so every entertainer will always say the best feeling that I've ever had was really being on stage. It compares to nothing else really. You talk about being a clown,
Yep.
and it's funny because every clown I talk to says the same thing. When I ask them the question about embarrassed, you've got the sound back again. Holy cow! There we go. They, whenever I talk to a clown, they always say that there is no embarrassment on stage. So, in your clowning, what's the weirdest thing you ever did as a clown?
I did that for 6 years, but I can't recall, anything really strange that I did as a clown. But I'll definitely say when I moved on into emceeing, then I've probably had some interesting gigs. But as a clown, I mean, you entertain kids, and I, I don't recall anything that really particularly stood out for me that has left its mark, or scarred me for life per se. And because it was such a long time ago, no, I retired as a clown 18 years ago, dude. So it's been a long time.
Holy cow!
Oh yeah, I've not clowned around for 18 years. I mean, I'm that's done. But I've been emceeing for 18 years. So when I retired as a clown, I kind of moved into emceeing, and now I do all of that. So yeah, I mean, but definitely as an entertainer, I mean, we live for our airtime, our stage
Yeah,
time. Like we were born to be on stage. For those of us who do it, yeah.
that makes sense. That's my real job. I do stage hypnosis across Western Canada, so I understand that being on stage, there's no comparison for anything else.
No, no.
So you've been doing this for a long time. Where do you see yourself going from here? Is it just up and up and up, or are you looking more towards the back end of things now, the backstage stuff and producing other acts?
Well, I've been producing corporate events. I mean, my core business is I'm a show producer. So I produce conferences, meetings, seminars. I mean, I run an event agency that does events across Asia. So in reality, that's actually my real job. MCing is what I do to de-stress. So to answer your question, one of the reasons I started podcasting a year ago, oh, we lost my camera there.
Oh, we'll keep
Yikes.
going. It's fine.
All right. Okay.
We're live now. There's no stopping.
That is true. That is true. So, well, I mean, as I answered you, I mean, I think one of the things that I've really enjoyed is in the past years just getting into podcasting, and so that pretty much expanded my portfolio of what I do in the industry. So while still running events, while still emceeing, I started podcasting, and so now a year later, it's kind of like everything's kind of falling together pretty well. So it's a case of let's see where we go from here. I mean, I'm still doing events. Obviously, now with all that's going on, we've gravitated towards virtual events. We're doing that already. So it's constantly just keeping up with whatever trends that are hitting the the market. And so podcasting has kind of hit this neck of the woods a little bit slower. But now that I've jumped on that bandwagon, it's been an exciting journey. And look, here we connected, so that's pretty cool.
And we connected worlds away, right? You're close to probably 3,000-4,000 kilometers from me, so that's a pretty big distance. When you look at the future of entertainment and where it's going with this stuff that's happening, where do you see it in 5 years? Do you see all the events coming back, or do you see a mix?
It's definitely going to be a mix, and I think a lot of people who have started pivoting to virtual events will then turn around and say, "So why do we even need the physical event to begin with?" Especially the corporate events, like the conferences and seminars that are now becoming webinars, and all that. Whereas there are still a whole bunch of events that the social elements a huge part of it, from the weddings to the soirees and all of that. And as human beings, we're very social beings. So I think the way I look at it, it's probably going to be a 60-40 paradigm shift, or 50-50. I don't see physical events just ebbing away permanently. The way I look at it, I think a year from now it'll come back. I mean, as soon as a vaccine is found, to be very honest. I mean, that's really the main issue. But outside of that, as soon as people start feeling safe to get out again, I think the industry will pick up again. But the push for virtual is definitely going to change the industry as we know it. So
Do
I would,
you do? You,
yeah.
sorry, go ahead.
No, no. I was just going to say, I think it will return, but it'll change. The new norm is definitely going to be with us for a long time to come.
That makes sense. With the skills that you have as a live entertainer, how are those translating across to the virtual events? Because with many virtual events, unless you have a crowd in front of you,
Mhm.
you don't know if things are connecting. So how are you able to connect with the virtual stuff?
It's interesting, but in this 2 months of lockdown, at least in our neck of the woods, it's given me a chance to dabble with all things online. I mean, like everybody else, and just watching the guys who run their huge talk shows, across North America, and how they have quickly switched on to running it virtually. And I've been live streaming regularly for 2 months now, and in doing that, I was able to upskill my team and myself with regards to the direction that we needed to go with our events as well. And so, I think, just like how we're doing it on this particular platform, before this, nobody really bothered with all these online platforms that were literally there. They've been around.
Yep.
StreamYard is not exactly brand new, and a host of other platforms, but it's just that we've always done it in the physical. And so this literally, I wouldn't use the word force, but it enabled us to upskill ourselves, each and every one of us.
I think we were stuck. We were all stuck in the same mode. This is how things are done. This is how things are going to be done. And I
Yeah.
think this has changed that. Before we end, we're at 10 minutes. We're going to end at about 10 minutes because we're getting, I'll be honest, quite a bit of feedback. But when you look at your business, first off, let's promote your business. What is your business, and where can people find you?
Well, my primary business is corporate event management, and that's just jiggy.com, which is JIGGE.com. And Jiggy John is my stage presence, hence jiggyjohn.com. So Jiggy was my clown name, and that's where it birthed.
Oh,
That's where it began. So, hence that brand has stuck with me all this while. So if you would actually just go to jiggy.com, you can actually see everything that we do, from the conferences, the meetings, the seminars. We turned 20 this month. I founded the company in Michigan 20 years ago. So in reality, that is the track record. That is who we are. And that's where you can find us. Yeah.
that's awesome. And when people are looking at having a corporate event, what's the most important things that they can actually think about when it does come to having good quality entertainment?
I think it boils down to finding the right fit to make sure that the entertainment that is picked up is ideal for the audience that's actually attending, and it really varies event to event because we've actually supplied entertainment or provided entertainment even in the middle or the tail end of a conference or a meeting or a summit, and then obviously it's different when you do a dinner dance or like a product launch or just a big year-end party. So I think it's a case of finding the right fit. And in Asia, because you get a good variety of people, you get different languages sometimes. So it's really finding the right fit. But I think it's we've had the opportunity to work with entertainers from North America, from Europe, from Asia Pacific. We've been able to work and find the right fit for just about anybody. So I think what we love doing is finding out what a client likes, what they want, what the demographics of the audience is, and then kind of weaving it together based on the theme as well. So yeah, it really works out to just understanding the need of every single event.
I think that's important because a lot of people get confused about what actually goes into the different types of events. For instance, corporate versus like a gala or something like that.
Correct.
So before we end, once more, everybody, I've shared it on your screen. You've got Jiggy John there, jiggyjohn.com and jiggy.com for your other stuff, correct?
That's correct.
Awesome. We're going to end the broadcast, everybody. Thank you for being on, John, and I will see you shortly as soon as I end the broadcast.
Thank you very much.
We'll end it the normal way. I'm going to get you to. You can't wave, so I'm going to wave. Say bye, everybody.
Goodbye.